Hello everybody, AOG Gaming here, back with another video on Deadlyte. Might be one of the last videos just because of this whole patch. If you guys saw any of the patch notes before this or saw Daddy Free to Play's video or whatever, well, you already know what's going on. Um, I mean, it's not a bad update still because they released a new Esper, and that's always, well, it comes with its caveats, but usually it's fine. But yeah, I think people are being stupid and not realizing the probability of things, and that wish stones are going to be very hard to get. So as soon as this system drops and people start doing drops, and then they realize they're not getting as many legendary espers as they thought they would, well, oh, I'm gonna be like, I told you so. um, yeah, I don't know. This update is they're releasing the divinates. We'll go over it more in depth, but first I wanted to show you guys just the cube miracle. So this is difficulty 8, highest difficulty at the end. So usually you end up facing a speed cleave team, and technically this is the same thing too, but it's less speed cleave and more just like nuking, I guess. It's more just of a regular cleave team, but it does have AP control. So, but yeah. So here's the enemy. Basically, nothing you would ever face feasibly in any other game mode, except maybe like some other PvE stuff that's harder. But yeah, 3 Gaiuses and 2 Lucases. So yeah, and the thing is, the Lucases have 300 and what 3 speed. So yeah, I have 279 speed. I don't have anywhere close to that, and that's with the speed lead. All my fastest equipment on TA, because this game is just shitty with the RNG. Yeah, and that's 48% resist, which is ridiculous. Look how much HP they have too. This character has 122 HP. So it's ridiculous things like this that it makes me wonder, like, they could have fixed it so easily with the Divinate system. We'll go over quickly, but it's pretty much the same. They're just releasing it. That's all they're doing. Yeah, the thing they said they were gonna test, that's the reason why they were releasing on the PTR server like a month ahead. Well, guess what? 2 weeks later, now they're releasing it. Why? Because money. And they're losing money because they don't listen. And yeah, Daddy Free to Play and Zox Kunwoke, and when that happens, I'll just delete the game. And yeah, the name of that video will just be Deadlight. It's spreading among the dislike community. Deadlight is real. Hashtag Deadlight. Um, yeah, it's really sad, and it's really just the developers. 100% on them. Barely tried. Like they've addressed like some problems, and they did that in this update too, which is why I said it's not that bad, but like the next update is literally their last. Honestly, not even that. Like if they don't respond to our feedback within the next update, like that's it. I'm pretty sure Daddy Free to Play and Zoxyskun are going to quit, because it's come to the point where we realize they literally don't give a shit and won't listen. So at this point, we're better off quitting the game and not wasting our time, because they're just gonna go come up with a different game. Like they're doing marketing for AFK Arena. Well, this game is in the gutter. So not in the gutter completely, but it's in the doghouse. That's for sure. um, yeah. All right. Let's get over with this, and then we'll go over the patch notes, and we can go into hopefully less ranting and more specifics. But we'll see. So yeah. Anyway, all you need to know is these. This is a beefed up team that you would never face up feasibly in any other gameplay, but of course they make it this hard because it is what it is. Like they could add resonances, but they didn't. So it's honestly simple to beat, but it's a very specific way you need to beat, and that makes it that much difficult because it's based on RNG. Unless you have the speed equipment, which if you have the speed equipment, then you probably don't give a shit about this about this content whatsoever. I'm sorry, but it's true. So yeah, 290, 279 speed on my TA. And yeah, they're basically nerfing her this, not nerfing her this update, but I think it was much needed, specifically for PvP, because literally if you don't have TA in PvP, or like Ollie, or someone who can give you a decent speed lead, to at least outspeed the TAs, then you're pretty much screwed. And if you don't have immunity and TA, that's pretty much what you needed early game to mid game, and then late game, of course, it's a whole debacle on how good their equipment is. Yeah, well, late game is a whole nother thing, and that's let's leave it to late game for them to deal with it. But yeah, the beginning of late game, the end of mid game is still pretty much atrocious, where you need a TA, ollie, or some type of immunity. And pretty much it all comes down to the speed, which again, it sucks. Why do they do this to this game? And they kind of addressed it in this update, which I kind of like, that they're finally addressing the one goddamn problem that everybody was having a problem with. Like after the TA update, I'm pretty sure people were quitting because they didn't have TA, and then they released the banner for TA, but everyone who has R2 TA is still, or the high resonances of TA is still better. So literally it was, unless you have R6 TA, you're not doing good. And then like super late game, it all comes down to Toland and some other stuff. But yeah, basically TA is what you need. So that's what I've been using. Ethan, I gave him the Harmony set, so now he's gonna increase my damage by 10%, give all my team immunity, crit rate up, crit damage, and speed. Disgusting. And reduces the chance of taking critical hits by 20. Basically, his third skill just makes my team super buffed. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So another thing about the new unit, I think she's gonna be meta with Pan. Just keep that in mind, mostly because of his third skill and his R6. And a lot of people are actually forgetting. No, I think it's just her and him and Farrah. Sorry, Pan and Farrah. We'll see. Okay, and then Hobbit, I just have him with some attack. He's really just there to land his Judgment Seal and deal some extra attack, as well as land some Seers. And yeah, 50% in chance of inflicting Judgment Seal on targets not afflicted with Judgment Seal for 2 turns upon landing a crit. So that is also actually a really cool thing that people kind of overlook. So I only have 40% crit rate, but it turns to 50%, I believe. Right, 20%, yeah. So 50%, which is fine. It doesn't need to be that much better. And then yeah, Ashley, I finally have it R2 because I was just using my club tokens. Like it took me a month, obviously, but I did it. 50 days. Sorry, right? Um, and then yeah, I gave a well, I guess it's not 50 days because you do one a day, and then it's basically a month. Um, so she's gonna give my allies AP percentage plus 10% at the start of combat. It only triggers once anyway, so it doesn't matter. Wait. It doesn't stack though, right? So here's the thing about this game mode that I also want to talk about. This is a light goggle set. So this specific boss in this game modes didn't really need you to have speed. You still needed speed to outspeed the enemy team, but you know that you can just have gear with that. You don't need specifically the win set. Um, and you can have like speed buffs and stuff again, like Pan. So you don't need speed cleave to specifically beat this boss run. I wish I could have done more battles, but I just have the boss battle because you know you never know what you're gonna get for the boss battle. For the minion battles, it's always random, so you always face basically the same thing. Um, so yeah, the boss battles are always different. This is a rare blue moon that I faced like a cleave team, control cleave team, a CC team, I guess you can call it. C control cleave team. That's what I meant. But yeah, so another thing about the light set, it says AP boost only triggers once when there are multiple wears. Does it trigger once on each set or just once in general? So that's interesting because maybe it's like you only get 50% AP push, but that's like for the one wave. So you can't do wave content with multiple people with AP sets, but you can do wave content with one set. I haven't tested that out, but if that's how it works, then that'd be really cool because this content you can give your entire team all AP, and you know, like Apollo, he does his dispel on his third skill, um, and inflicting minus AP. So that would just be a good way for your team to mitigate all of that. Of course, I haven't tested it, but this is just a way to test a single. Obviously, it works with every combat, so it's gonna work. Um, and yeah, Ashley's there for some true damage. She also has the stun on her second kit, which I think people kind of overlook. And Apollo, he's just there to stun and AP control. That's pretty much it. So yeah, let's go straight into the battle. We've done enough talking. I think that'll be all the ranting. So we get AP controlled a little bit here. Not a lot though. Um, yeah, now we can just the guys just have not enough speed. We were able to freeze them last time, but I don't think we'll be able to freeze them this time. So hopefully we can. Okay, it's so far so bad. Like we might lose this. Finally. Oh, okay, we froze him. Okay. See, we can stun this guys. Okay, good. We're fine. We're chilling. We basically made them waste the whole team. Sorry, a whole turn. All right. Who do we want to AP control then? I guess the first one. So you. Okay, of course you're gonna resist. Get some defense downs. Nice. Get some more stuns. Nice. Okay, they're all still stunned. Okay, they're dead. Miss second skill is gonna kill like three of them. Okay, none of them. But then this will kill. Oh, one of them. This will kill three of them, and then this will kill one of them. Bah. Oh no, still not dead. There we go. Okay. So yeah, like I said, speed cleave is the name of the game, and it's and like Daddy Free to Play and Zoxkin said, they didn't address any of our concerns in this. They addressed one concern we had, and that was like when they released the TA update. So they're addressing something that like was I don't know 4 or 5 updates ago, like which they should have already fixed like a month ago. So I just don't understand. All right, so let's just look at the updates. The update patch notes. Okay, so Abzu and Tiamat. That's the new Esper's god. I guess because she has a what was it? She has like a image next to her, kind of like Shu, but I guess they didn't call Shu sorry Unas because he's Shu, the god of wind in Egyptian mythology. He had his Nephthys. No, that's not her. That's not his sweetheart, is it? Anyway, he has his sweetheart in his animation, in his like actual 3D animation. So I don't know why they don't have her name as well in the. I guess she's a god though, right? I don't remember the whole lore. Maybe she's immortal. I don't remember. Um. Okay, so Abzu and Tiamat. I don't know who Abzu is. I know Tiamat is the mother of all dragons. Yeah, that's pretty much it. that's I mean, like I've played Magic the Gathering, I've played Dungeons and Dragons, I've played like that's like I can go and do some lore on it, but actually yeah, let's look that up real quick because I am interested. Um, look for yeah Tiamat lore. Okay, well it's talking about MTG right there. Babylonian. Okay, Babylonian saltwater dragon. Oh, a Babylonian personification of saltwater. So basically, the embodiment of the kind of like Poseidon, Neptune. Um, I guess Jiatu Leon. Is she the or is she the goddess of seashells? I don't know. According to the Enuma Elish, the Babylonian creation epic, she was eventually destroyed by the god Marduk, who split her body in half. Oh, so maybe that's why it's Abzu and Tiamat. That was her body split. Oh yeah, Abs. they even spelled her name. Okay. Created the first gods out of her union with Apsu, the personification of fresh water. Okay, yeah. So basically, they're the gods of water. In Babylonian mythology, that's cool. I think that's pretty cool. Um, okay. So yeah, pretty cool. And I like her Esper name too, Farah. It sounds very I don't know, it's very unique. So anyway, she's the answer to TA. I'm just gonna say that straight up. GJ's made a video. Daddy Free to Play made a video. Zoxican made a video. Well, I think GJ's was the only one who actually really talked about it, but I think Daddy Free to Play and Zoxican touched on it. But yeah, she's basically the counter to what's her name, TA, which is what I was talking about. This is one thing they've addressed, which they should have addressed 5 updates ago when they basically balanced TA, and they should have let like a whole 2 weeks of like feedback and then released Farah. um, but it's good to see that they were at least listening on that part because I think that definitely turned a lot of people away. The fact that if you didn't have TA for PvP or just like some PvE content, some tower clearing content, like you basically needed a speed lead and you needed enough speed to outspeed the team. And TA was one of the best characters because you could also set up. So the problem with just having one equipment that has a team that has really a lot of speed is that you either need that Esper to be a controller or yeah, that's pretty much it. You need that Esper to be a controller because or a buffer that buffs your immunity, that gives your team immunity or speed up, because you need to either outspeed the enemy team, you need to either tank all their damage and not get controlled, or you need to make sure your team goes before their team. So basically, outspeed, out control, out AP them. That's basically the three options you have to winning. If you don't do those three things, you either get out damaged, so cleaved, you get outsped, so you get controlled and then cleaved, or you get like they just have such a tanky team, there's no way you can win. And usually, that comes to specific Espers, but sometimes it doesn't. But yeah, Farah basically counteracts TA. So sorry, going back on what I was saying before. So yeah, basically TA helped you overcome all of that. She did what I said. She basically made your team go before the other team, and all you had to do was have one set of equipment, which is what most people have. Only one set of equipment usually. That is the faster than usually the entire enemy team, so that you can put it on your, not usually faster than the enemy team, but the fastest you have, so that you can outspeed the enemy team with one Esper. And TA was the perfect role for that because she has a speed lead for your entire team herself. You put her the fastest equipment on her, and then she just basically makes your team a speed cleave team. Um, Now, far as kind of going to counter that, I don't know if it's resonance per resonance counter. So at R0, she's her ability one attacks one enemy. The enemy has freeze deals splash damage. Oh no, that's her ascension. Which I'm still gonna include because that's part of her R0. If you don't ascend your espers, I don't know what's wrong with you. Because it's literally like you're losing part of their kit first of all, and like a part of their stats as well. So I just don't know what's wrong with you if you're not using your ascension materials. If you're trying to do like some aesthetic thing, maybe, but if you're trying to like actually be competitive, like there's no reason for you not to ascend your characters. Um, Grants herself attack up and attacks one enemy. Interesting. That's decent, I guess. Attack up. You can like extend her. It's only for one turn, but you can still extend that. Wait, it doesn't say how long though. Gains herself attack up. I think it should be for 2 turns. That'd be pretty cool. I think it would make her a lot more, definitely more of a counter towards Thea. Right now, you need a little bit of resonance or materials in her, I would say, in order to make her worthy of countering or just able to counter Tia. Tia is just disgusting. Her kit is so well built that it's hard to counter. And it works so well with how the game works in general. So yeah. Um, Ability 2, Cold Water Splash, inflict freeze on all enemies, attack all enemies, and then inflict defense down. So good that these are hopefully guarantees. Like the enemy can resist or she can miss, but basically it's 100% chance of landing those debuffs. So very good. And then attacks against enemies with freeze are guaranteed to land the critical hit. I mean, yeah, it's kind of making more use of freeze espers in the frost set, but again, it would have been better if there was speed down. Um, just because more espers utilize the speed down. I know they want to make freeze more relevant, but until they basically make, they have to make a legendary version of what's his name, Jacob Jorgamander, the world snake, and make him like make that legendary version of him a freeze version instead. So instead of like poison fang or whatever, it's like ice fang or whatever you want to call it, or frostbite. That'd be a cool. Actually, that'd be a very cool debuff, frostbite, and it makes them take damage, but it also freezes them. Very cool. Or it lowers their defense, or something like that, or speed down, and they're frozen. Whatever you want to do. But yeah, that'd be very cool. And it's whenever you're attacked, so it'd be like another counter to TA, because you could do the same thing with Pan, where at the Resonance 2, which I would love, not Resonance 4 R6, because you're making mostly the meta R2 live game. So if you leave it at R2, I guess it would be fine. Still sucks for free to play, but I guess it's fine eventually. Once you get enough R2s, it's fine, and the right R2s, obviously. But you can obviously build that if you work hard. Um, but yeah, basically, whenever combat, at the beginning of combat, your team gains that buff. So whenever you're attacked, it has like a 40% chance of freezing the enemy team. So now you have that and the frosted, so you have two procs of that, and then also it gives them speed down when they're frozen. So very good. They should add that. That's just something else they should add, because I think with Farah and that would 100% counter TA, and it's not 100% countering TA, because if you have a Polo and Ashley, like you're basically mitigating the AP, but then again, it would make tank meta kind of really strong. So I don't know. They're gonna have to balance that somehow. And then passive. So her third skill, actually, sorry, she has a lot of passives. Dispels several buffs from all enemies. Hopefully, it's all buffs, because we really need one Esper that can just dispel all buffs. And if far as that Esper, I wouldn't mind, because she's mostly a counterattack Esper the way I see it. I'll show you guys, but yeah, it interesting. Um, well, not really counterattack, but she, after her resonance, she kind of is. But she is a very good crowd control, that's for sure. They definitely did a good job of making her a controller. And yeah, so while synergy, so she, sorry, I'm not reading this properly. So dispel several buffs from all enemies, inflicts freeze and speed down. Okay, so like I said, very good. So add another Esper that can do that, but has more of a Jacob thing, where you get buffed with the golden rim, hopefully. Um, or maybe it can be not golden rim, because maybe that'll be the balance, because that's what they did with Jacob in order to balance him. So maybe they do that. Um, and then attacks them, and then gains synergy. So this is very good, because again, Calamity Set is a thing. So she's already inflicting freeze and speed down, and she's gonna basically guarantee at least immunity dispel, because she's dispelling several debuffs from all enemies. Sorry, buffs from all enemies, and at least one of those will be hopefully the immunity. If it's not, then I mean, that sucks, but that's RNG. Um, if Farah already has synergy at the start of her turn, so she gains it at the start of the round. She already has it at the start of the turn. Dispels all control effects from her. I'm assuming that comes with resonances, so that's very good. Basically, another hide and Jin Yuao we didn't need. I'm saying this now, 100%. This is basically the damage dealing version of Jin Yuao and Hyde. Yes, they're very damage dealing espers too, but they're more tanky, survivability, and bruiser characters. This character just seems more of like damage control. Like that's pretty much it. Because she gives herself attack up, she's gonna do the freeze, speed, and defense down too. On all like AOE, she has double AOE attacks, so very good for a controller. Having two attacks that are AOE. Again, like I said, Apollo, that's really the only thing that makes him a decent free Esper, is because he has full AoE on both two skills, and he has a lot of stun and control. So they built him as a control, which is what he is. Um, yeah, and then while in synergy, in fact, Farah gains AP after being attacked by enemy abilities. Like that is so good. So this is why I'm gonna get this Esper. This is 100% an Esper you all need to get. Even at R0, this Esper is basically Jinyu Yao at R2 for PvP meta. I'm gonna say that now because she already gains this passive. She already has it at R0. So this is just disgusting. Gains AP after being attacked by enemy ability. Like I don't know how much it is. Hopefully it's five. Uh, no, maybe it can be 50% AP at R0 though. That's disgusting. I don't know what they're gonna do, but they're gonna have to balance that properly because otherwise, this is gonna be better than R0 Jinyu Yao. Like R0 Jinyu Yao is okay in PvP. She's not really that usable. You really need to get her to R2. Hyde is usable at R0 if you have, Ahmed and you have some counterattack on your team. So Geb can, stack all of those stacks onto Hyde as fast as possible. If you have some revive as well, you can make Hyde work. Because one of your characters can die and then can revive, and then if they die again, well, Hyde's just gonna keep getting stacks. So very good. Um, and she's also AP down immune. Should I say that as well? With her, like this is 100% a counter to TA. Like and Toland. So this is good. They're listening to something. They're fixing PvP. This one Esper, if everyone has this Esper, I'm gonna say this right now, it's gonna fix their whole PvP experience by a lot. And it's just you need to max your R0, obviously. Max Ascension, level 60. So I'm gonna have to save materials starting now. But when is the update again? The 26th? Oh, it's in a week. Okay, that's a while. So that's good actually. So this is something people aren't realizing. So I'm not gonna give Dislight as much shit as I normally was going to, because they are telling us a week ahead, which usually it's like 4 or 3 days ahead, right? It's not a whole week. This is a pretty. I feel like there's a longer stretch than like usually when they announce they release it a few days next. Like they don't wait this long. I haven't eaten anything since I woke up, so I do apologize if I'm not speaking proper English. Um, yeah, really broken. But it's a good broken because it's gonna bounce the game. It's gonna bounce the game 100%. Everyone who doesn't have TA can use this. Everyone who has TA is probably going to be using this character. I wouldn't say in favor of Ash. I'm probably gonna replace Apollo maybe. Um, yeah, because this Desper is just disgusting. Like Apollo was supposed to have other control other than TA really. So if I can just use this character, yeah, I'm just gonna use this character. So yeah, her R2 is really broken though. After attack with enemy ability, Farrah has synergy and the attacker's flow attuned. So this is specifically why she is built to be a full counter, not a full counter, but that's a funny full counter. Just a basically a counter to TA. I wouldn't say 100% because R6 TA is still gonna be this really gross because she's gonna increase her own AP. So it doesn't like yeah they're going to be attacking you a lot and you're going to be gaining AP, but you're still taking the damage. So maybe you have Leon, you know, that's really good actually. Farah Leon, so you can tank the damage, heal, and then gain the AP. And now you have TA to outspeed control, or if you can, otherwise to just mess up their team with some AP swapping. Um, and then you have Cecilia for revive. So that's 4 Espers. And I don't know, you can have another Esper, Pan, just for immunity and damage and yeah, something like that. I don't know. I think it would be pretty cool. I think she's going to definitely switch up the PvP meta. There's definitely a good Esper that everybody needs to get. 100%. You need to get her. Again, you know, this week, this Light Lilith games, I want you guys to listen to us and start fixing all the divinates. What you can do first to show people that you're at least working, if you want to make money in Lilith games, because I know that's you guys are in dire straits right now. You guys are definitely losing money. Like you literally asked us a couple weeks ago, why are people spending money? Well, you guys got your answer. You guys aren't doing what we want, and you guys still aren't doing. This update was a little bit of a fix, so you're in the right direction. This is giving me some hope, but it's not exactly what what we needed. Just saying. But yeah, anyway, this is what we needed. So I'm still talking about what they added, what we did need. Um, but yeah, so again, if it's against if Far has synergy and the attacker's flow tuned, the AP boost will be greatly increased. So yeah, basically, she's just gonna gain more AP if you're fighting against TA. Gaius. Wait, actually, now that I think about it, that's a lot of speed cleave that she's countering. So Gaius, TA, Pan, like with his second skill. Um, what's her name? Athena. Is that it for speed cleave? I mean, pretty much, right? I don't know about late game. That's I'm just talking about like mostly well some late game, mostly early game. Um, yeah, I think that's like most people just use TA. They're not really using any other Hilda maybe. Hilda has been seeing it a lot. Like these are good espers they're releasing because they're shaking up the PvP meta, which is good because having again TA in the lead is not good, but this is good. This is good. This is good. That's all I'm saying. And then of course there are six. Um, wait, why isn't it telling me sorry R6? Why doesn't it have the levels of? Okay, whatever. Yeah, whatever. So her last one is a cold water passive. It becomes a new effect, cold water splash. When any enemy has freeze, they take extra damage from Farrah. So again, I should think they should release a freeze esper if they're gonna be pushing that narrative because they're doing the same thing. Again, I'll show you here with Jade Rabbit Emma, where they're increasing damage with all these espers. So very good. Flo Emma is a fighter who excels at counterattacking. So another counterattacking esper. I love. Hopefully they don't release too many, but I love that they're expanding the counterattack meta. It's good. 30% chance of inflicting stun with her basic attack, 100% attack. Funny that they're giving us multipliers. Daddy Free to Play mentioned this as well. For this character, but not the legendary, I think they're still trying to balance it because they're trying not to make the TA the people with TA upset because again that's going to be a detriment to them and they've already fixed TA. They don't want to keep doing that, so that's good. Um, Ability 2, Twirling Thrash. When Emma's teammates, excluding Emma, take a hit, Emma has a 15% chance of counterattacking. If the teammate is Heng Yue, the counterattack chance is 100%. So this is good that they're, you know, tying in these epic espers. Again, that's good because the Jade Rabbit is patron of the the other way around. No, the Jade Rabbit is the patron of Kangji, I'm pretty sure. Um, yeah, because she's protect. Yeah, that's very cool. So I like that lore. That's very cool. Um, again, Chinese mythology, pretty sure. Don't quote me, I'm pretty sure, but don't quote me on that if I'm wrong. So yeah, very cool. Ability 2 when Emma's team. So yeah, sorry, ability 3. I didn't. I was kept talking. When counterattacking, I didn't read this part. Attacks one enemy 3 times. Damage per hit 44% attack. Each hit has a 30% chance of inflicting stun. Again, more controller, so this is good. Well, technically she's a fighter. And this is actually not going to be good against Farah. Because Farah is going to be cleansing her control with the synergy thing, and she's going to be AP down immune. She's going to be gaining AP. Yeah. um, Third ability, Stomping Stash, attacks all enemies. Damage 160% attack. If the target is afflicted with stun, ignores 50% defense. Very good. For every Yeah, that's just a very good AoE. Like I don't know. That's all I have to say about it. For every teammate taking damage, Emma gains 1 stack of Grumpy. When Grumpy reaches 10 stacks, Emma consumes all stack, dispels all debuffs, and okay, this is yeah. So that's good. She's gonna dispel all debuffs from herself and then counterattack. And yeah, for every teammate getting attacked. That's easy. That's literally just 2 turns of the enemy. Not even. Like that's 2 espers. Because it's for every teammate. Well, I guess it's every teammate. So like yeah, so two espers on the enemy team, they each do consecutive AoE attacks. That's 8 stacks. So you just need, and yeah, the enemy team will attack you once, like that's just another AoE attack that's instantly, yeah, like that's just okay. Yeah, that's gross. That's gross. It was so gross I had to leave the patch notes. That's gonna be very good. I hope. Again, people are saying that it's not hard to get the R6s. Well, you try and be a mid game to late game player, and tell me that it's hard, not hard to get those R6, those free R6s. Like it is hard. Um. Oh yeah, and then there's some more Hang Yui, Kanji resonance synergy. Very cool. Other R2, I'm assuming. When the carrier dies, they revive with full HP and gain max stacks. If Hang Yui is an ally, Emma gains 100 juice at the start of combat. Oh, okay. So basically, she won't be crowd control and she'll revive if she speed cleaves. So very good character. Actually, she might be PvP meta, maybe for early game. That's good. Um, again, more PvP espers. This is good. That aren't, well, I guess Farrah is kind of like Hyde and Jignuel, but that aren't exactly like them. Can only be carded event shop. Shoot bad attack after it's closed. And then yeah, obviously her R6 is very good with Hong Yue. She casts her third skill when she's an ally to Emma, so that's very good. Very good. Triggers once per turn, but that's her third skill, so it's only gonna yeah. So you can give her the ocean set if you want, but honestly, I don't think that matters unless you want a lot of healing. But because Hong Yue, Changi is just gonna give you enough healing by herself anyway, and if she's gonna be able to cast her third skill on cooldown, that's gonna be that much better. Um, Again, the Divinates, I don't think they should have released them, but Deadlyte gonna pay to win Deadlyte again, pay to play Deadlyte. Um, yeah, and then this is the part that's still controversy. But yeah, it's just a problem. The whole system, everything about it is a problem. And the biggest part about it is that they went so hard on the legendaries, but did nothing for the epics and the rares. Like what you guys did was nothing. Like calling that a divinate is, I don't know, like calling no, I'm not gonna say that. Whatever. It's just not. It's not cool. Like it's just not cool. Yeah, and they just lied to us a few times. Again, that's the problem. Like they said, oh, it won't be pay to win. Oh, guess what? They're releasing packs. Yeah, fucking lies. Like seriously, they're just straight up lied, straight to your face. Like it's just appalling at this point. So it's just that we're at our wits end this slide. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. As always, AOG Gaming here. If you're enjoying the content, please like and subscribe. Really shows your support, helps me out, keeps you up to date with my content. 122 subscribers last time I checked, so you guys are amazing. Keep going, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I think it's like that. If you replace at 30% good, Socrates can one of those two. 30% good, 70% kind of like they're still doing the same shit that they're doing, and it's on the right track, but it's not enough that it's going to actually help. So they better hope to God that the next update is even more of right on track. Because if it's not, then I think that'll be the Deadlight, the end of this light. It'll just be Deadlight. Yeah. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. As always, AOG Gaming here. Yeah. Don't know how much longer I'll be making videos on this light, but we'll see. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, later.